It's here, boys and girls, the ban list has dropped, and as always, I am many hours late because for some stupid reason this thing always drops when I'm at work and then have to go to locals afterwards. Yay! But because of that, I have had the entire night to truly process this information, take it in and absorb it, and produce for you what I like to call a turd of wisdom as I talk to you about this ban list, which fortunately will not take this long, because in case you haven't heard, I know I've been hearing it all day, they banned Firewall. Yay, okay, I'm supposed to be happy. Guys, I'm just gonna level with you, I'm gonna be completely honest. I became completely indifferent to Firewall Dragon. Like, the minute this card was announced, everyone hated it. And like 2 days after it came out, I think Jeff Jones already had the first degenerate hand loop with the card. Like, literally, I don't think a single card in this game has ever received so much widespread hate as Firewall Dragon. And a big part of this was people were like, oh, it's going to be the boss monster in the anime, so we're stuck with it. There's no way they'll ever hit it. And then you watch the anime, and Yusaku has used this thing like not even 5 times, I don't think. And at no point, except in like a 5-minute time-filling OTK, did he use it effectively. I honestly believe that the anime prepared for this. I genuinely think they got a note from the higher-ups that said, yeah, we might have to ban this thing, so use it sparingly, even in duels where it makes a lot of sense for him to use it. So even the anime was prepared for this, and the reason he's banned here and not in the OCG is that we definitely got way more aggressive about hating this card. Like, literally, I think on all the Konami social medias, it's just been a constant ban Firewall spamming for months. And honestly, listening to all the hate, but then me myself using the card in decks like World Chalice and Goki, and hell, I even tried Firewall and that weird-ass Pendulum Magician 8 negate board thing. Yeah, I just really couldn't bring myself to hate it because it was a card I used, but I fully acknowledge that the card is way too degenerate and works for way too much unfair stuff, so I can't say I like it either. So honestly, just by the end there, I really just didn't care. Like, I know I'm the only guy on the internet who's not just whining about Firewall Dragon, but yeah, I just seriously don't care. But everyone did, and so the rest of the ban list is literally just addressing Firewall. They took out Armageddon Knight, who was used to spam into Isolde, which was used to spam into Firewall. They took out Malicious, who is used basically to spam into stuff to use with Firewall. And then all the things that came off the ban list. Assault Core, 1 to 3 because you can't loop it with Firewall. Cold by the Grave, back to 3, because obviously hand traps are one of the only real ways to deal with Firewall loops, and Cold by the Grave basically shuts that down. The only thing else that came back to 3 is Cosmo Dark Destroyer, and I honestly think that is just because they wanted to give us something a little fun from this list. I mean, obviously a lot of people are happy ABC is back, but literally Dark Destroyer coming to 3, I think is basically just because, like, there's no reason for it to be here. Honestly, if you went through the ban list, I'm a firm believer, if you went through everything on this list, I don't even think half of it needs to be here, or at least where it is. But that's a discussion for another day. So what do I think of the fact that they did ban Firewall overall and basically killed Goki and Danger Dark World FTK? Well, some people are thinking Goki may not be finished. I actually tested out just a pure hand loop combo tonight that was just designed to Gumblar away your opponent's cards. So I think Goki could still do that. Will we see it be meta relevant? Doubtful, but it's there depending on where things go. because now that Danger Dark World FTK is gone and Goki is gone, we actually kind of enter a bit of a slower, grindier format. Your top 3 decks, your Thunder Dragons, your Ultrageist, and your Sky Strikers, aren't necessarily OTK decks. I think Thunder Dragons can push for game very easily. I mean, they can. But yeah, they're 3 decks based more around sort of control lockout strategies and just kind of sitting on them for a hot minute. It's interesting to see us go in that direction, and it'll be interesting to see how the format plays out, as so much of how we play Yu-Gi-Oh! For basically the past year, I feel like has been defined about how you choose to deal with Firewall Dragon. So in a lot of ways, it's a bit of a new meta, but at the same time, I kind of wish maybe they went a little bit further. Like, look, I personally think we were not supposed to get this list originally. I think when Konami made the last ban list, the intention was to wait until January like they did last year. Wait till the new year, wait till the January booster set comes out, and then take care of things. But that FTK basically kind of consumed the meta, and Firewall Dragon basically became a PR nightmare. Like, everyone was so angry this thing existed. I think Farfa posts like 100 anti-Firewall memes a day. So I think really they kind of had to do this. Like, they couldn't let the FTK keep running around, and they couldn't keep so much negative Konami sentiment because we have enough of that already. So they just kind of did really what they kind of had to, and they just sort of addressed that and kind of just nothing else. I think they're just going to let everything develop, which, I mean, to an extent, I guess is okay. You don't want Thunder Dragon becoming so dominant, so you let the older decks that probably could do with some ban list hits, you let them stick around for a while, and then get rid of them a little later. I mean, everyone's okay with the other decks in the format. I just would have liked a little something. You don't even have to do direct hits. Finally put terraforming to 1, deal with Scapegoat, like just little extra things. If you're just going to clean things up, like, just go a little bit further, or hell, give us 1 or 2 other things besides Dark Destroyer back. But ultimately, this was just this was a list for dealing with one specific thing, and that was Firewall Dragon and the degeneracy that had sort of spawned around him, and freeing the things that kind of got taken down because of him. So that is cool. And even though, like I said, I'm indifferent to Firewall Dragon as a card, I can't ignore the fact that I do like that we're going to be going in a better direction, and I think we're going for a much more fair game of Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of people left this game because of Firewall Dragon. I think that's a little childish, but I do understand why, and a lot of people are saying, yeah, I'm going to definitely try getting back in now. So the fact that it's had that much of a response in only a couple of hours, I think is really interesting. Also, how much other cards have gone up in price, I think shows how much people are really wanting to play or maybe get into things. Also, just not having the fear of the ban list for a few months. What will I be playing since Goki is now kind of kaput? I might try the hand loop thing a little bit. I still have like a month, give or take a few extra days, till my next regional, so I might test around for things. Honestly, I personally am kind of looking towards Crusadia Mech Knight. Yeah, I don't want to spend $700 on a fucking Thunder Dragon deck, which of the 3 decks would be the thing that I think fits my playstyle most. A part of me just wants to play something that's anti-meta, cheap, and kind of deals with things, because I personally think we will get that ban list at the end of January to finish up what this ban list started. But what are your thoughts? In the comments section below, give me your thoughts on this ban list, the new format we're entering. Do you think this ban list could have been a little bit more, or do you think it's fine that it just sort of dealt with one very problematic aspect of Yu-Gi-Oh? Tell me all that below, and as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and join me as we enter a firewall-less meta.